Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Suzette Speaks. I'm so happy to be joining you again on a Saturday. Saturday is going to be my official Facebook Living day, so I'm really excited. I was supposed to be on here earlier this morning, but you know what had happened was, can we turn down the music a little bit? Let's turn down the music a little bit, as hopefully people join. I know sometimes after noon on a Saturday, you don't get as many people on. Hey Shavara, how are you? Just coming in to just do a little bit of chit chat, if you will. I'm really excited about what's happening in my life right now. I'm really excited about putting out some projects that I'm really proud of, and I'm kind of just giving you behind the scenes on Facebook Live so you guys can get ready, and hopefully you'll support some, or if you don't, that's okay too, but some of what I'm doing. So I was going to use this Facebook Live just to kind of I don't want to say shoot the breeze a little bit, but these are some conversations that I had with my home girls and my friends and ladies in my life. So I figured, why not bring it to Facebook and see what you guys have to say about things that we talk about. Obviously, a lot of times women say stuff around other women that they would not share in multi-gender conversations. So hey guys, how are you? Jean, how are you? Sherry, hey Micah, how you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in. But I'm just doing this Facebook Live because I felt like even though it's a little late on a Saturday, we still have some time to talk, and I want you to share it, and I want you to comment below on some stuff that I'm gonna hopefully arouse a little bit of interest of yours in. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about today was the dating situation in South Florida. And again, this might be a little bit controversial or a little bit unorthodox, but I'm really open to talking to people. Hey, Cuz, how are you? Hey, Carl, how are you? I'm open to talking about relationships, and I'm open to talking about dating because that's the stage of life I'm in. And no matter what, as a single woman, particularly a single woman of a certain age, hey, Misha, a single woman of a certain age, there is a lot of pressure to be dating and to be dating with the purpose of marriage. So I'm talking about my personal experience. I'm just talking about in Miami, in South Florida region, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, Miami. I'm a single woman of a certain age. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. It sucks, Sherry. You say dating sucks. I know. And I don't want to stereotype because the purpose of this video is not just to put blame any given place. Hey Shonda, how are you? It's definitely not to put blame on anybody because it takes two to tango, and when you again cross a certain threshold and you're dating, it can be very difficult to find your match. I can't tell you the last time I actually went on a date. Hey Travis, how are you? Thank you for watching. I can't tell you the last time I went on a date and it was actually good or interesting, or I actually felt like I was being paired with somebody that I really dug, that I felt. And a lot of times as a woman, there's a lot of pressure out there to just kind of be open. Hey, what's up? To be open to, and I'm just reading comments as I talk and say hi. Hey, how are you, Mark? I'm talking about dating in South Florida after your 20s, and I'm really excited to get some feedback from you guys. I want you guys to comment below on what the situation is at your neck of the woods. And I just want to say, in my life, it's very difficult to meet good people and people that are actually into you and at a certain level in life. It's not really a monetary thing. It's not really about, what you have, because hopefully I bring some things to the table too. But dating has lost its fun, and it's almost like you don't even know if you're going to make any level of connection. Right now, I can tell you the last person I dated, I literally was like, oh my gosh, this person doesn't have much in common. It's a struggle. Thank you, Travis. I agree with you. Dating after a certain age, once you hit 30, is pretty much a struggle. And even some of the people watching in their 20s probably, or 40s, or wherever, I think might have a similar experience. So I just want to know, is it just Miami, or do you have the same experience where it's hard to meet people who are smart? You ain't got to be a rocket scientist, but I really want somebody who I could connect with, or somebody who, and I'm not doing this for like hooking up or anything. I'm not searching for nobody on a Facebook Live. I'm just saying, I'm not sure why, after everybody who is in my life is saying, Suzette, you haven't met anybody, Suzette, you haven't met anybody, why it's so difficult to find people who are like-minded. And again, I don't really think you need to be 100% of what anybody wants or desires. I don't think that's like realistic. I think it's better to just take each person as they come. But at the same time, it is very difficult. Oh, you're saying, well, let me see what Jean says. People are not genuine these days. Lack of that diminishes the thrill of dating. I agree with you. I can't tell you how many times I've gone out with somebody and literally after the first date you are looking like, is this a joke? Is this on candid camera or what? Because the person just doesn't have, I mean, a lot of people who have great credentials and they look good on paper, but the spiritual and the emotional and really just the grown-up side of them is less developed. And I think I've met a lot of people who don't really know themselves first and haven't gotten kind of through the experience of learning who they are and learning why they are the way they are and what they're willing to compromise or not compromise. But I really, hey, Sharon, hey, Sandra, thanks for tuning in. I'm talking a little bit about dating in South Florida. Particularly for women. I know it is, maybe men, because I see a comment here. Jean-Philippe, how are you? Says exactly, I know the feeling. But every time someone asks me why I'm single, I feel like pressure, like I need to be, like I have to have a reason. But then I want to say, do you know how hard it is to find somebody just even to date? I'm not even talking about marriage. I often tell my family who is here with me, and like you might wonder why I'm dressed up. I'm going out with my cousins in town a little bit later. But one thing I try to tell, especially the next generation, is to try to find a mate in college, because no one ever gave me that lesson. I kind of wish somebody would have said, Sue, when people are developing their sense of self. Hey, Mark, let me hear what you have to say. It says, I think it has a lot to do with common goals and interests. Establish what your potential friend likes to do and how it lines up with your interests. I agree with you. I'm talking about dating, particularly after a certain age, after you hit 30. I'm talking about my experience in Miami. I'm telling you how hard it is to just find genuine people to talk to, even be friends. I found it very difficult. Like, there was a time in my life I had a lot of guy friends. I'm talking about genuine friends that weren't looking for anything extra on the relationship tip. But it turns out that a lot of people, I don't know, there's a lost art to dating and also to just having a platonic relationship with someone of the opposite sex. I'm befuddled as to why that seems to be so difficult right about now. But as I was saying before, I do give younger women who I mentor some advice. You need to meet people earlier. When I was in my 20s, I wasn't, especially early 20s and college and stuff, I wasn't even thinking about dating. I was trying to be the best woman I could be. I was trying to run my college. I was trying to run student government. I was so involved on campus. I had such a wonderful, fulfilling leadership experience, but I never thought that would have been the best time to find an eligible, like-minded person that you could grow with. I don't know if y'all, hey, Darrell, hey, we need to talk, but you should come through tonight. Okay, yeah, you got it. People got events coming through. Okay, going to a HBCU definitely had me thinking that I'd find a woman that looked like me all over the place. Hey, Magistry, how are you? Mark is saying, date without expectations and become friends. Sounds cliche, but true. I've tried that, but I think, I don't know if that works. I hear people say that, but there's a lot of pressure and a lot of expectations when, I don't know, particularly when guys are spending their time and money, their resources to take you out. I'm not for men who think that, women shouldn't get taken out at all. I mean, people now are like, some guys, I'm not going to say all, are making it seem as if, you expecting to go on a date is a crime, as if they should just be able to hit you up in Messenger. Actually, no, I think you need to be able to, show me who you are. The date is not about money. It's about spending time. And I do think it's wrong when there are, not all, some guys who think it's a waste of time and money to take someone out, or that I'm wrong for expecting to be taken out. Now, I don't believe in running up your bill to $100. I don't know where I guess it depends on the level of the man you're dating. I think that's wrong. I think there are women that purposely go out to eat on people 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times and know that they're not interested in the dude. Now, I think that's wrong. I think you need to cut it off. If you see after the first couple of dates that's not the guy for you, I honestly feel like it's a level of disrespect. Let me see what's coming in. Hi, Valda. Hey, Ludi. I'm talking about dating in South Florida. This is a Saturday fun day. It's just Facebook Live, you guys. I was going to do a serious topic, but then I was like, nope, I'm going to talk about what I'm feeling. I'm heading to the beach. I'm headed to go hang out with some of my cousins who are in town. And I'm just thinking about how much pressure there is, especially for women past a certain age, to be dating and to be dating with a purpose and to find somebody. And people wonder why you're single, and people always ask me, well, you're so nice. How come you don't have anybody? And I want to be like, do you have anybody nice to introduce me to? Thanks very much. Thanks. You're not helping. Thanks very much. But it's not that I feel like I need a man to be complete either. I don't feel like I need a man to be happy, and I don't feel like I need a man to be fulfilled. I myself, I'm really working on myself right now in this season. I want to know what makes me tick. I want to know how I am happy, how I make myself happy. And that's not me being cliche. That's me trying to realize life is short, and I really need to know what fulfills me. But I do want partnership eventually. And I know, like a lot of women, we, after a certain age, our pool gets smaller, and it's not like, oh, poor women, especially a poor black woman who's single. I don't want that, because that's not what I mean at all. I'm just talking about the reality of how come it seems as if in a metropolis like I live in, Miami, where I think we're like 9 million, maybe more. Don't quote me. But in the metro area, also includes Fort Lauderdale. Hey, how are you guys doing? I know I can't read all the comments. They're going by too quickly. Exactly. Why do we need anyone to make us feel whole? I agree with you. Hey, Angela. Hey, Jean. Thank you. You said you nailed it. Well, thank you. But I'm just saying what I feel. Because I was like, God must be trying to do a new creature in me. Why I haven't found a husband, God? However, I just know that biology is also real. I know you got Janet them and J-Lo having babies, Wade in the 50, Holly and them. I don't know how much money that took. Man, they don't talk about the costs and physically doing surgical implantation and how expensive it is. I don't know. And let me ask you ladies out there, leave a comment. That's my first mistake. Miami is not a real big city. Oh, okay, I'll take that. But there's a lot of people here. I don't believe it's small either. It's not like it's not DC, but it's not small. Miami compared to, I think we're top 20 market, I would say, but it's not DC, I guess, but it's definitely not small. South Florida is a highly populated area compared to the rest of the country. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm talking a little bit about dating in Miami, and I'm saying it because I want to know how you doing in your neck of the woods, and especially after a certain age, I think women kind of get, I guess discouraged, because it becomes more and more difficult to meet somebody. Not that I think I need somebody. Let me say it again. I am in love with me and learning me right now and trying to figure out what makes me happy and what kind of life I really want to live going forward. I recently had a birthday not too long ago, and I've been thinking, what makes life worth living? What exactly am I here for? And really, what small things? I think it's the small things that really do make you happy. The interactions you have with people, interactions you have with your family, and the way you live, who you live around and among, your friendships. Those are what really make you happy. So I'm okay with not necessarily having boo thing, hey, boo, right now. However, hey, London, talking about free J London. But at the same time, I do want companionship. I do believe, I don't know, God, thanks, sorry, I had to decline that phone call. But I do want to say, I don't think that, marriage is bad. I think that there is a beauty in it as well when you do it with the right person. Now, that's not to knock anybody who's gone through marriage and maybe it wasn't successful. I think there's a lot of reasons why marriages aren't successful. So that's not to say that marriage is all, because marriage is not complete bliss either. Marriage is work. And I don't think people also consider that when they're talking about long-term partnership. I think people like the wedding, people like the dress, and the engagement photos, which is really popular right now. But to be with somebody for a long term, hey, London is like my pep rally. Hey, thank you, London. But to really be in a relationship with someone, you got to date first. So I really wanted just to talk about dating and how you do it wherever you live. And after a certain age, let's say 30-ish, How is it for you? Can you find people who just don't want to hook up? Can you find people who are actually looking for love or actually a committed relationship? Now, I'm not mad if you out there, you're in it to win it, and not your goal is not to find a relationship. But some people are like that. Some people are in the stage of life where they're not ready to be committed and settle down. But I'm talking about finding not even like, you know what I'm saying, exceptional people. I'm talking about good quality people from which to connect with. Where do you do that? How do you do that? Is there, Shonda, don't be LOL. And I know, hey, your dress, thank you. Thank you for the compliment on my dress. But listen, I know you're engaged, Shonda, and you're about to get married and tie the knot. Congratulations this summer, and I'm really excited for you. But there are a lot of people out here who are trying to find good companionship, if not long-term partnership, and there's no way really I have seen that I've found to find somebody or just to meet somebody who is comparable in any way. That you ain't got to be a millionaire. I just really want you to bring those out to people. All right, we got to readjust the camera there. Sorry, someone was calling. But you know it's real. Facebook Live in the building. So if you're in Miami, let me know what's going on with your dating life. Let me know how you are finding and meeting people and how you are hopefully being successful in relationships. I just know for me, it has been quite difficult to find quality people to date. It has been difficult to find people who are just nice people, who are not looking to hook up, who are not looking to become my baby daddy on the first date or any of this type of stuff. I'm really looking at how can we meet women, please. How can we meet eligible bachelors who are sensible? I don't want to be on a first date and be thinking this is my husband. I'm not there. But I also want to know, how do you meet people who are sensible? These men ain't loyal, child. Oh gosh. Ludi's like, thanks for that comment. These men are not loyal. Shonda, don't LOL me, girl. Give me some advice, because you're getting married this summer, so give me some advice. But I just want to talk about how difficult it's been for me to find, interesting people to go out with and hang out with of the opposite sex. Again, I'm all for friendship first. I'm all for making sure you get to know somebody and trying to figure out, do you have anything in common? And if you have a similar interest, I'm with you, Mark, on that. But I also think it's very difficult to just find people who are just trying to chill and get to know you and not put pressure on the relationship as far as let's hook up, let's become more than just friends at first, etc. So ladies, how many dates is it before you know that this person is not compatible? Or are you like me, sometimes on the phone call, I'm kind of like, wow, this person might not be that interesting, or this person has a different type of personality that I'm not really into. But I like to meet people face to face to actually give them an opportunity I got some comments here, some likes here. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm just talking about dating. You say first what, Shonda? Tell me what. First date. Phone call man, I sense it. Okay, yeah, I agree with you, Ludi. When by the phone, I already know if the person probably is going to work out or not. Guys, it's real. That first phone call, that first conversation with you, I'm pretty much sure if I'm getting a good vibe or not. But by the first date, ladies, do you already know? Do you go in with the expectation that this could just be a friendship? Are you in it to look for your partner? Do you just date casually, or do you date only for partnership? I'd love to know. Hey, I like this topic too, Alan. That's why I was talking about it with my fam, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a Facebook Live. Thank you everybody for watching. It's Suzette Speaks. I'm here talking about dating after a certain age. I know there are a lot of men and women, not just women, but I'm giving it from my perspective, a female's perspective, that know that they want partnership and that know that they want to meet somebody quality, but can't seem to find anybody to go out and even just have one drink with or just chill with. I think it can be very frustrating when people always assume you in a relationship and you're not, and people always assume why you have a boyfriend, or that you have a boyfriend, and then you tell them you don't, and then you get 25 questions. Ladies, I don't know about you, but I get 25 questions. That's, why are you single? What's wrong with you? You seem to be, nice. You should have a boyfriend. Well, I really want to know where the quality people are. Again, I'm not talking about meeting people just to get in a marriage. I'm talking about meeting people to get to know people, to see if you're even in a common space in terms of your mindset. So where do you do that? Are there places in South Florida? If you're from Miami, hit me up. If you're from another city, let me know where you go to meet eligible men who don't seem a little bit off. You ain't got to be rich. That's another thing. I think in South Florida, what makes it very difficult is that the jobs are not really high paying across the board in South Florida. So sometimes it's difficult for a man or woman really to establish his or herself. So there's a lot of pressure to already have your own house, already have your own car. Hey, how are you, doctor? Good to see you. Or assume that you have it all. Or assume that you have all of the ladies. Oh, guys, they do assume. Great comment. That you guys already have all the ladies. Like they assume that we're not single. And I'm talking about how do you meet people, how do you date people after a certain age, after 30. I think it can be very, very difficult. Again, I'm from Miami. It's a lot of pressure to be in a relationship. I think after a certain age, there are women and men who both feel this. But I think, as I was saying, down here in South Florida, the jobs don't pay that much. If all y'all who think y'all want to move to Miami, please don't. Please don't. It's already a lot of competition for high-paying jobs. And I think a lot of times a woman or man cannot sustain themselves enough or to the point where they believe that they could be in a long-term relationship. Oftentimes, both of us have social pressure to have a house, to have a car, to have a little bit of retirement, to be able to afford a certain standard of life. I think a lot of people don't date seriously for that reason. And then a lot of people just want to hook up. I think a lot of people are very much, not a lot, I keep saying a lot of people, but
this is a hooking up generation.
This is a hooking up culture down here in South Florida. There's a lot of hookup. Hey, cuz, thank you. I'm glad you like the topic. Please do me a favor. Let's do an event for singles, a beach party or a cookout with music. I would like that, Mark. I would not mind, because I think, again, I go to certain events. I go to galas. You guys know that I MC. You guys know that I host events. I go to a lot of galas. And I'm not going to meet a dude there because a lot of women go to galas and fundraising dinners with their husbands. And that's not a knock on them. That's a beautiful place. I think it's a safe space now to bring your man to a gala. It's very difficult to find places where couples can feel, at ease, where there's not a high sexed energy environment. So I agree. Women, I think that's a nice place to take a hubby on a date. But as a single woman, I'm not going to meet anybody who is single at those venues. So I think a lot of times where I think folks will see me and I'm out and about and I'm a lot of different places, a lot of events, I'm still not meeting single individuals. Now, once again, this video is not a shameless plug to try to see if there's a good man out there. Please don't take it like that. I'm just saying, I want to talk to my ladies real quick. Where do you meet men who are eligible and who are of a common mindset if you are after 30? Where do you, above the age of 30? Where do you meet quality people? How do you become friends? How do you I'm not even friends, friendly with someone enough so that you can even see, hey, this dude seems kind of cool. I like to see what he's talking about. I like to see what he's offering as for, or he don't even have to be offering anything. I like to just get to know him. How about that? So I see some comments. I'm going to read them. Keep it real. Tug of war games. Yes, this is true. I see Brennian Ashton. Thank you. Massive experience. Learned a skill or a certain degree in order to attain a great pace. Studies show $25 an hour needs to be made to afford a 2-bedroom spending 30% of your income. Preach. So I preach. I think income plays, especially for men, there's a lot of pressure for working class men and middle class men to already have their stuff together. So I do think some of them, just my opinion, do kind of delay dating and marriage or decide it's not for them because they don't feel like they can support a family or give a family the type of lifestyle that they think that the family would deserve. A lot of men, I think, are being taken out of the eligibility pool because of that, because they are not able to be employed. Now, ladies, I'm not going to get into people coming out of the prison system and the justice system because that also limits your ability to earn income. Now, I know a lot of men who have been in prison and out who have started over fresh, right? Have started their own businesses literally because they could not get anybody to hire them. Shout out to them. And they've started all kinds of like electrical. I don't think you could get an electrical license, but they work with somebody to get their licensing anyway. Long story short, folks who are hustling, who may not be multimillionaires, but they're good people, right? And I think sometimes they get discounted because they are not living in a certain area or in a certain condo or a certain place, or they themselves maybe don't feel that they're worthy of dating people or trying to pursue people for a longer term relationship because they don't feel like they make enough money or established enough. So are you involved in any men-friendly activities? Constance, that's a good question. What kind of activities should I be involved in? I'm not in any men activities. That's my problem. Thanks, guys. Please, places I've heard you can meet eligible men: work events, conferences, supermarket, alumni functions. Hey, Shonda, and you're getting engaged. That's actually it sounds like it worked for you. Sorry, I missed it. Oh, you meant golf. I thought it was a GIF. I didn't know what was coming up. I'm reading the comments as we're doing this Facebook Live. But I'm shouting out all the women who are of a certain age, and the dudes too, I got love for them, who are trying to figure out how to date and where to find people that they have actual commonalities with, so that they can become friends. I was going to say become friendly, so that they understand whether that person is for them or even would have the potential or want to. Again, it takes two to tango. Not every guy you meet is going to be your husband. But I find it so frustrating. People think I have the bomb dating life. And people think, oh, Miami, ooh, Miami. No, ma'am, no, sir. It has become very difficult to meet eligible people with the same mindset. Now, maybe they could all just be working hard and they don't come to the social events. I don't know. Hey, Mark Young, what's up? I'm talking about dating in South Florida, particularly Miami. And after a certain age, after you turn 30, how it feels, how it differs, and where you actually go to meet people and become friends and friendly.
Do you feel the need to settle because you feel like
I don't really feel the need. The question was from the Peanut Gallery. I love it. Do I feel the need to settle because time is ticking? Ladies, have you been told this already? I came from a background where my mom was really, really strict, and dating even in my 20s was not a priority, which I wish it was. But honestly, I think as a person, I wasn't even really that together in my 20s. I was still going to law school. I was still trying to figure out my first job. It was just post-recession. There was a lot of difficult things happening just in our economy and in my life. So I wasn't even really ready. I lost a lot of time with secondary schooling. I wouldn't say lost time, excuse me. I dedicated a lot of time to secondary schooling. So a lot of times people do meet eligible bachelors also while they're in grad school and things like this. That wasn't my case. We had 200 people in our law school and 2 African-American men. Not that I was excluding anybody else, but I'm just trying to tell you, like, I didn't see it as a huge dating pool, but everybody has preferences. But I wasn't even looking at it like that. So after I got out of school and I was fighting to get my first job and all these things, dating was on the back burner. And I want to ask anybody out there if they feel post-recession economy or economics has changed the dating game any, because a lot of people lost houses. A lot of people took a lot of time to find good jobs, especially if you were graduating or just coming into the work, even if you weren't just coming into the workforce around that time. Economics has changed so much between men and women. It kind of puts pressure on the dating scene. I think a lot of times, especially now that women are more successful as income earners, that there are women professionals in larger droves now. Is it intimidating, guys? I hear that all the time, and I don't believe it. Not to the right man. Why would I be intimidating? People tell me all the time, oh, you professional women are intimidating. Are you kidding me? What do you want? A woman who's educated? What do you want? A woman who can help you financially stabilize your household and become maybe a dual income household. There's nothing wrong with stay-at-home moms either. It depends on what works for you. But I hear that all the time, that men are intimidated by women of a certain education or who have a certain job, etc. Hey, Shonda, you talking about, yes, they're scared. I want to go on a date if I want to go on a date. Travis is saying, I want to go on a date and it not feel like a job interview. Shout out to you. Some of us do that. Not us, just ladies. Men do that too. Hey, do you want to have kids? Hey, who's your favorite this? Hey, do you like this? Hey, do you want to move in tomorrow? Like, no.
Know you in a day.
They want to know you after the first date. You can't know me after the first date. It might take a couple of dates. It might take a year. It might take 6 months. It might take way longer than the sushi. And I think guys need to be okay with that. Now, I'm not going to keep dating you if I don't think I'm interested in us possibly going further. But don't be mad if after 3 months I'm like, okay, I see more of him, the real him now. I see more of his personality, and that's not a person for me. So I don't know, ladies. I don't know what your cutoff time, if you see periods where you're like, okay, I'll date somebody for a month and see if it works. Do you just cut off after the first date? Do you cut off after, 3 months? I don't know what Steve Harvey said, 90-day rule. I don't know. But how do you know this person is in, hey, Q, how are you? Hi, Jocelyn, and thank you for joining. Travis talking about right. But I really just want to talk about why it's important. I think marriage and relationships are important. I don't think it's, he said it has to be on a case-by-case basis. Hey, Q, feel the vibe of the person. I agree. Some people do hit it off right away. I've had people who told me they were with their partner their very first night and they're married now. I have people that tell me that they waited and they're not together. I think I do believe it's on a case-by-case basis, and I do believe that there are a lot of good guys out there, but they're not where I can find them, or they're not easily accessible. I don't know where they're hiding, but I know there's a lot of good single guys. I don't think it really might be a lack. Well, I guess numerically, I guess you could say yes, in proportion to the amount of single women. But I do think there's still a good plethora or a good enough amount of good men who are single, who actually, I'm not talking about the side chick, because there's a lot of people who want to date single women who are who are in relationships. That bugs me out too. I've had married people, I can't even go into this, that I'm like, y'all, do I have a sign on my forehead? Y'all think I'm like available for the extracurricular activities? I'm just saying, I don't want to be in a relationship with it's you, your wife, and me. I just want to be with somebody who just is normal, just has normal sensibilities. I don't really think you got to make that much money. I think people put a lot of emphasis on how much money you have to make. Yes, families are expensive. I do believe families are expensive, but I do think, people change careers. People grow and change over time. Your husband can have a good job now and lose it. He can have a regular job, mediocre pay, if you will, and then get a better one later. I think we got to give guys a chance. But at the same time, I do think it's very clear for me when the person is not the right match. Off rip, I can really tell you when the person might not be the right match. But I do think, I don't know, I feel like there are a lot of eligible men out there, but it's where to connect with them. And I got some advice earlier that I need to go where guys go. Guys, can you help me out and tell me where y'all go? Hi, Marshall. Hi, Wilner. Thank you for coming on this Facebook Live. Talking about dating, particularly in South Florida. We're talking about where women can meet eligible men and where men can meet eligible women who are of the same or similar mindset. I would just say that mindset hopefully would be progressive, however you define it. But again, as a single woman, particularly in Miami and the metro area, it is so difficult to find normal people just to go out on a casual date with, a one drink date with, who are not interviewing you, as Travis would say, and who are just of the same lilt, I don't know how to say what the word is, but of the same hilt, I think is actually the word. But I got a comment here from Constance who says, Constance Denise Myers, hey, she said, go to hockey fraternities. I can't read it. Where you reside, challenge based on, I'm going to scroll down, see if I can get back to it. Okay, go to hockey fraternities, law functions, and business conferences are men-oriented. Sometimes the region or area where you reside can be a challenge based upon the type of mate you desire. Consider other regions that may have more family-oriented men. That's a very, very good point. Hey, you say at the gym, DeMarco? I don't know. I find men at the gym kind of be very, very, they on the hunt. They're not looking, they're looking at bodies. They're not looking at spirits. Hallelujah. When I'm at the gym, I don't like when people be looking at me and how I do my exercise. Let me just do my exercise. I don't need you over my back with all of that. I don't know about Jim DeMarco. I don't know if I agree with that. Hey, Julie. How are you? Shonda. Don't go to Atlanta. What's that about? Okay. Q say you better import your boo. But Trump gonna stop them at the border. I can't import nobody. Trump gonna stop them at the border, Q. I don't know about that. She said, I know a lot of women who did that and it worked. From where? Where did they import them from? Let me know. Julie, you're dying laughing. Hey,
card?
Steve. I don't know. I don't do green card. I'm an attorney. I can't do green card like that. I can't do green card. But if there are people from another area or region, you're talking about, the gym is a no-no. I agree. I find the gym guys, not everybody who works out is the same, but they're intimidating, but they're also staring and gawking.
And they stink.
No, and then you smell, they smell. You don't want to talk to nobody. I don't like men sweat. Like, a lot of men sweat. Like, that's that football sweat. That's a different type of smell. So it might not be a good place to approach people. Shout out to my men that work out. I love a workout, but I don't know about the hello, hey, how are you? Dwayne, you're in. Hey, Dwayne. Constance, you back. You said Atlanta is on a download. Girl, I don't know. I don't play with that. But I'm talking about being a single woman and trying to find out where I meet eligible, like-minded men who seem to be just normal. Like I said, you ain't got to be perfect, but just seem to have enough in common with me to even have, the conversation begin and then maybe the date. But I find that it is so terribly difficult to find normal. I won't say normal because normal's in quotes nowadays, but to find people who just have enough in common with you that you would be interested to say, hey, what you doing Saturday? Who are not trying to play games, who are not player number one, who are trying to keep this woman, that woman, everybody and their grandma. Nobody's up for that. She said, not from another country, silly. What you saying, Q? You said import them. Hold on. Hold on, Q. You said a lot of different states. That's how my wife got me. I lived in Charlotte and she was in Tampa. A few of her girls did. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to her being creative and importing them. DeMarcus said, if you meet them at the gym, at least you know that you have something in common already. This is true because I do like to work out, but some of the gym guys, they get on my nerves. It's like very weird, and it's like, hey, do you shoot pool? Dude, I'm on the machine. I don't want to.
I'm working.
I had a dude at the gym ask me that. Do I shoot pool? And I wanted to be like, homie, I'm in my weights though. I need you to back up. Import your boo can be trouble. When they get their papers, they are gone. This is true. I have several, even family, but we're not gonna say no names. We thought it was love. We thought it was love. And the import boo can be a problem. Import boo can be out of the country import boo. Not only can't you get him in because Trump gonna send him to lockup. God, I'm not laughing about that. Do something about that, Mr. President. I'm just saying you wouldn't even be able to import one if you had to. But you're saying, Q, import them from another state. So you're saying look to other states for guys? I don't know. You said, Shauna, you LOL, and DeMarco, you LOL. I'm just having fun. It's Saturday, and I wanted to bring the Facebook live to my folks out here. Again, the topic is how difficult or where women after a certain age, after 30, can meet men and meet eligible or whoever they want to meet and meet people who are quality and have life goals and actually have something to lose so they're not going to be too crazy and actually, want to connect on a mutual basis. I feel like just to even talk to people on a regular phone call can be very awkward because I don't know, if you're single. Some people are very, very... some guys not going to approach you. And guys, I want to know how you feel about that. Girls and guys. How do you feel about women approaching dudes who are single? Because that has got me in trouble. I've tried to approach a dude and then he wasn't wearing his ring, but later I found out he's married. Yeah, that's a violation. I don't know why y'all stopped wearing rings. Why did we stop wearing rings? Or did you stop wearing rings on purpose? But I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm just saying, do you feel it's appropriate to try to pursue women, ladies? Or guys, do you prefer being pursued and not having, or being the pursuer? Sorry, not the pursuee. Which one do you prefer? Hey, Suzette, are you open to all ethnic back? Oh, Kanika, what's up? You know what, girl? I probably have to pray about that. I am more attracted to men. I wouldn't even say men of color. I would just say black men. That's my natural. I would say natural.
Indian, dark skin.
I don't know, dark skin Indian. I don't know, but men of color for sure, preferably. That's what I'm attracted to. So no, I have not gone into the swirl. I'm not saying I'm not. God may have a swirl for me. I don't know, but I'm not right now, I wouldn't be my first preference. The swirl is okay, but it's not, Kanika, it's not my first preference. Hey, Stefan. Hey, Gary. Shonda, right? I don't understand why. Let's see what you're saying. I don't understand why married men don't wear their rings. I'm very upset about it, and that has happened to me. Got to get back to work. I enjoy the convo. Thanks, DeMarco. Thank you. Travis, I don't mind being approached by, but please don't be offended if I'm not interested. Whoops. So what you trying to say, Trap? Them women come up to you and you're like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I think women we're not used to rejection like how dudes are used to rejection. So women can feel a type of way. If you, the man, are like, gonna be like, no, don't do it. I'm going to fix my light a little bit. You see the light up there, but I ain't worried about it. So, I don't know. Women are not used to rejection. We kind of assume because we're the lady, if we go up to a guy, he's going to be willing to talk to us. But you guys, I don't know. A friend recommended a friend can be a good... Well, how about my friends get on it? Friend recommending a friend can be a good idea. That way they are pre-screened. I agree. There was a time where family were the number one people that set you up because they really know you. They know your background. They know the influences that help mold and create you. No, you tried to set me up, but that was terrible. We do the same. We reject dudes all the time. We do, exactly. Thank you, Shonda. Thank you, Travis, for your comments. Xavier, hey. So I don't want to be in a friend zone forever, guys. I really don't want to be in a friend zone, but I'm talking about how come it's so difficult to find eligible men to date, particularly in Miami. And in wherever you're from, after a certain age, I know that, got a little no, that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter. You guys can see that it's real. It's Facebook Live, and our lighting is changing a little bit. But I was talking about how come it seems so difficult to find people of a certain... Can we not have the light? Push this back a little. Thank you. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm getting a little assistance with my Facebook. No, leave it. Facebook Live is live. So I was talking about dating.
No, I'm saying
that's okay. We talking about dating in South Florida, and I'm talking about how difficult it is to find people who are eligible bachelors or bachelorettes that are interested in you at the same time that you're interested in them. Once again, if you watched the earlier part of my live, I'm not trying to say I need a man to complete me. I don't really need that. I do want companionship though, and I do hope to find long-term commitment, but it's been so difficult. People think because I'm MC and I'm a hostess and I do television and I go to a lot of different events and I'm hosting all the time, MCing, well, you name it. I'm a lot of places, but I still don't meet a lot of eligible people. Hey, I was just about to say that, thank you, Jean-Philippe. But I don't find it easy to find people to date. I don't. I know after a certain age, people are like locked up in their house. We work hard. We work that 9 to 6, 9 to 7, 9 to 8. And I know it's very difficult to find people. So I want you guys to please leave comments. Please, please let me know. This is, again, my first Facebook where I'm just talking hot topics because I felt like it. I'm headed to the beach in a little bit with the family to kind of just hang out on this beautiful Miami day. But I wanted to just leave you with some food for thought, and I would love, love, love to get your feedback. Eligible men are usually in the woman's friend zone. Is that true, Steve? Do you really feel like that? That men, we friend zone you? I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of eligible men out there. You think so? I don't know.
We don't find them attractive.
So we're not feeling them. We don't find them attractive, or we don't think that they're the right one. I want you guys, exactly, Steve. You guys are telling me that as an eligible woman after 30, where I can find like-minded men, and how I can switch it up so that it makes it easier for them to connect with me or me to connect with them. This is not a love boat moment of Facebook. This is really just something that I would talk to my own family and homegirls about. And I find it interesting that men and women have such different perspectives on where they can find an eligible mate, to where they can find, or not even a mate, just somebody to hang out with of the opposite sex, or if that's your thing. But I find it very difficult to find people to date. I find it very difficult just to meet new eligible people that are not in my same circle over and over and recycled. So if you are single, guys, girls, whoever you are, I would love to get your opinion on why a lot of professionals, a lot of women and men, are very, very single after 30, and how they can change that dynamic if they so choose by meeting new people and connecting I guess, first as friends and then in other ways too. So I get some comments below. You can't find eligible men. This is funny. Jean, you're gonna get me in trouble. You talking about you can find eligible men in another lady's friend zone, another woman's friend zone, girl, man. Kanika says, ask your girlfriends to invite business associates and guys they met that are nice guys, but not for them. Okay, so your homegirl is inviting guys she knows but she doesn't like, and she's bringing them to an event for you, and you're inviting guys, because you got to kind of reciprocate, who you don't like but are single and you know they're okay. Okay, that's a good idea, Kanika. But for a meet and greet with other girlfriends to meet, I love it. I love it. Hey, Tele, what's up? I am Tele Tainos in the building. I'm talking about being a single woman after 30 and how difficult it can be to just meet a guy. And people think that you know all these people and that you're always on the scene and that you're everywhere at the same time. But we want to, what's up with that? Okay, so I'm going to sign off in just a little bit. I'm going to get your, this is Facebook Live. My camera movement is on the side. We're supposed to actually be recording too. And we're literally laughing. Come say hey. Come say hey. You want to be in it? No? Okay. So once again, case in point what? Case in point what, Jean? What are you saying case in point about? Because I said, you're saying that, so you're saying women are definitely friend zoning eligible bachelors, and because they're single, and the fact that we have enough friend zoning that we are doing, we can, someone's at the door. Let me hold on real quick. You guys, can I pause you? Please leave your comment below. It's probably time for me to get on Facebook Live. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for the great conversation. Please comment. Suzette Speaks in the building. All right. Talk to you soon.